Well, I mean, hell, let's just get right into it. Welcome back. Episode number 130. Yes, 130
Yes.
of the Mizzle and
130, and you guys don't deserve a countdown nor the beat. You heard it enough.
yes. Yeah. But anyhow, rapid fire 130th edition of the Mizzle and Dub Show. Welcome back. We came to you early in the morning. Yeah, 130. Golly. Already. Anyhow, welcome back. Did you miss us? Came to you early in the morning,
I
but
hope you did.
hope you did. And hope you enjoyed this episode 130th edition. So let's just get right into it as we are
Yes,
going to talk
sir.
about what happened in Kansas City, Missouri, as the Eagles. Well, I mean, they can't give away Lombardi trophies in a regular season game, but the Eagles do get a little measure of revenge as they beat the Chiefs 21-17 in a rainy, sloppy, but a tremendous atmosphere
How the game is supposed to be played, if you
at,
ask
at,
me.
at Arrowhead Stadium. It was ugly at times. Obviously, the Eagles offensive line let Chris Jones feast, as Chris Jones got a lot of sacks on Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, but there was some missed passes on both sides. But when the Eagles needed to make a
Oh,
play,
yes.
Jalen Hurts found Devontae Smith, and of course, once they got into the 1 yard line, everybody and their mama in Arrowhead Stadium knew what play was coming next.
Oh, yeah.
The brotherly
The
shove
brotherly
turned out
shove.
to be the game winner as the Eagles get the win by a score of 21-17, and they have the best record in the NFL. They are 9-1, remaining the number one seed in the in the NFC East and in the National Football Conference.
But let's
But with
also
the
throw this
loss,
in there, too. Let's throw this in there as well.
okay,
They're the only returning, they're the only team to lose a Super Bowl and still play good. Normally, when you lose a Super Bowl, you have that hangover. You don't bounce back quick. The
well,
Eagles are bouncing back real quick.
there's been a few exceptions to that rule, but yes, normally when you lose a Super Bowl, it normally does not prove to be good for you.
Yes.
However, and sometimes this is just how much funny football is because the Eagles tonight were horrible on third down. They were 3 for 11.
Indeed.
The Chiefs were 8
Mm-hmm.
of 17 on third downs and 2 of 3 on fourth. Now, normally, if you are converting at a good rate like that, normally you win the game. And for most of that game, it was like the Chiefs were letting the Eagles hang around, but for the most
Yeah.
part, the Chiefs were outplaying the Eagles. But yet, when the Eagles defense needed to clamp down, they did. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, there were some
Mm-hmm.
more drop passes. And the Chiefs, as hard as this may sound, the Chiefs lead the league in drops.
Yes,
And
they do.
and there's really no
They do.
explanation as to why. I mean, even Kelsey dropped some passes tonight, which he normally does not do. So I mean,
And he put the church's money on the ground.
and he fumbled. Which each team forced turnovers. The Chiefs forced two, the Eagles forced one. But it was a tale of two halves. The Chiefs had a 10-point lead at the half, never scored again. The Eagles outscored the Chiefs 14-0 in the second half. And again, that's the
Was my
second
heart in
consecutive
that?
game. That's the second consecutive game the Chiefs have been shut out in the second half. I don't know if
Don't
this
be
is a
shocked if it'll be a
trend.
third. Don't be
I
shocked
don't
if it'll
know
be
if
a third.
I don't know if this is a trend, but it's not
Oh, it's a
trending in
trend.
the right way for the Chiefs because
Good.
again, this ain't again. Even Troy Aikman said this in the open. This is not the same team prolifically on offense. Now, yes, they at times can do it. They have shown at
Yes.
times they can do it, but this is not the
Yes.
same prolific offense.
There's no consistency.
Yeah, there isn't. But DeAndre Swift was the workhorse tonight. 12 carries, 76 yards, caught 3 passes for 31 yards, So he had over 100 all-purpose yards. But you kept saying, feed the Georgia Bulldog the ball, and they have fed the Georgia Bulldog the ball. Devontae Smith was the big receiving factor, 6 catches, 99 yards, but he had the big catch in the fourth quarter that eventually set up the game-winning touchdown. Beautiful throwing ball by Hurts, but the great adjustment by Smith to come back to the football because, I mean, he easily could have outran the pass, but his alertness to come back to the ball to make sure he caught it was a huge, huge, huge play. I mean, the numbers for Hurts were not spectacular.
He hasn't been doing that only since Alabama.
True. The numbers for Hurts, not consistent. He was 14-22 for $150. Got sacked 5 times. The Chiefs' defensive line did feast tonight. I mean, for a long time, the Eagles have had a very good offensive line, but in tonight's game, a little bit of struggle for Mahomes. 24 of 43 for only 177. Was only sacked once, but like I said, the Chiefs had a lot of drops from their receivers. Justin Watson was their leading receiver, 5 catches for 53. Well, yards-wise, he had 53 yards. Kelsey had 7 receptions for only 44 yards, which is rare. But at the end of the day, the Eagles' defense shut down the Chiefs in the second half when they needed to, shut them out in the second half. So against the Dolphins, they get shot in the second half. Against the Eagles, they get shot in the second half. And again, if you're Raider Nation and you know they were watching this game, specifically Patrick Graham and Antonio Pierce, if you're the Raiders and you're seeing this trend of the Chiefs not scoring in the second half for 2 games, you definitely feel like, you know what? If the Dolphins can do it and the Eagles can do it, by God, why can't we?
Well, the Raiders have done it before. This is nothing new. They shut out a good Charger team in the second half. They didn't score not another point. They damn near blanketed the Dolphins. They're only allowing 6 points. So, like I said in the show earlier today, I know my defense is going to show up. That's no without a shot of a doubt. Just got to focus on Travis Kelce and minimize Pacheco's big gains, and don't let Patrick Mahomes get out there and go buck wild and just start throwing the ball all over the field, which I also feel this. Normally when a team loses and they see the Raiders on the schedule, remember what I said a few weeks back? Oh, it's a get right game. Yeah. Don't know. The Chiefs are going to have to, if they win, like I said, I'm still sticking with my Raiders to win this game. If the Chiefs are to win, they're going to have to bring their A game because the defense is going to show up.
Hurts was selling the parlay. Wow. Well, that's a unique. Well, you woke up happy if you are indeed Raider Nation. But I don't disagree with what you're saying. I mean, Spillane can be that ball hawk and take balls away from Kelsey if it's a 50-50 ball because Spillane has proven he can intercept the pass.
Except Sunday.
I think Crosby might have the chance to eat big, but I think one thing that the Raiders should take away is the fact that the Eagles stuck with the ball, giving it to DeAndre Swift. Now, yes, DeAndre Swift did not have 100 yards, but they still gave him the ball to run the ball, and I still think they need to establish JJ and try to show something of a run game. I think he'll bounce back because, again, something about seeing your division rival brings the best out of you.
And he always runs good against the Chiefs. When he sees JJ just runs hard against the division, period.
Yes.
Anytime he sees a division rival, he just the game. But like I said earlier, Antonio Pierce is going to have this defense ready to steamroll. And like you said, they were watching this game. So all we got to do is stick to Travis Kelce, like I said, minimize the big plays that they're capable of doing. Pacheco's going to try to get his, but
That kid runs
We
hard
got
though. He
all the time.
he runs hard. That man from Rutgers almost kind of reminds you of Ray Rice. But
Mm.
at the end of the day, the Eagles are 9-1. They're still the 1 seed. The Lions are the 2 seed. Niners are the 3 seed. But with this loss, now the Baltimore Ravens are your number 1 seed in the AFC, which means now that
Indeed, they
the
are.
Chiefs have to play on that opening week of the playoffs. So, and I don't think the Chiefs and Ravens play each other in the season this season, so that's just something to
No,
pay attention to. So, as it stands right now, Ravens 8-3. Even though the Chiefs do have the better conference record at 5-1, with their own, who was their only AFC loss to? Who was it? The Broncos.
we're talking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Denver. So that's something to look at. But the Chiefs do have the tiebreaker over the Dolphins and the Jaguars based on their head-to-head meetings this year. Now, if the Jaguars and Dolphins finish tied, the Jaguars have the tiebreaker over Miami. If the Steelers and Texans end up tied, the Texans win the tiebreaker over the Steelers. So that's just something to just keep in mind if it comes down to that. So as it stands right
just
now,
let him finish. Just let him finish, cousin. He gonna get there. He'll break it down.
So right now, Ravens 8-3, they're the 1 seed. Chiefs, Jaguars, Dolphins, Browns are all 7-3. But of course, as you know, the first 4 seeds go to the division leaders. Ravens lead the North, Chiefs lead the West, Jaguars lead the South, Dolphins lead the East. Your first wild card goes to Cleveland, they would go to Miami. 3 seeds Jacksonville, even though the Texans swept them in the possibly have a chance to sweep them in the regular season series. Right now, 1 game lead over the Texans do the Jaguars have in the AFC South. Pittsburgh would end up going to Kansas City to play the Chiefs if the season ended today and we were starting the playoffs with the Ravens having the 1 seed. Even though historically, the Ravens having the 1 seed historically has not worked for them.
This is true. So, hell, getting the playoffs period hasn't worked for them, no matter what the fuck seed they are.
Since Lamar Jackson has been the Raven, yes. But I'm saying specifically from a standpoint when the Ravens have had like a 13-3 season, something along those lines.
Yeah.
You go back. You go back to the late great Steve McNair's first season in Baltimore. They go 13-3. What happened? One and done. They lost to the Colts.
It's almost like the President Cup. It's almost like the President Cup for the Ravens.
In hockey, yeah. It's like they have the best record. No, that doesn't go well for them. So normally when Baltimore has won the Super Bowls, it's been they barely get in and they go on that run. It's like the Giants with Eli. Barely get in, then all of a sudden playoff Eli looks like he's Big Brother Peyton. Something
well, you know the motto. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
It's just
everything.
It's just get in. So I mean that's the forefront of it. So I mean it's gonna be an up and down battle for the 1 seed. But again, if somehow the Ravens slip, you possibly could have the Browns be a 2 or a 1 seed because of the record. So here's something to check out. So the Browns are 7-3. The Lions are 8-2. This is the first time that this scenario has happened where both the Browns and the Lions had at least 7 wins at this point in the season for the first time since 1969.
Wow.
What happened in 1969? Man walked on the moon in 1969, and the Miracle Mets supposedly, and the Miracle Mets that did happen. The Miracle Mets won the World Series in 1969.
Well, that actually happened.
That did happen, and the AFL won the final AFL versus NFL Super Bowl in the '69 season, as the Chiefs beat the Vikings in Super Bowl IV. Of course, with the great NFL films of Hank Stram being mic'd on the sideline, talking about keep it trickling the ball down the field, boys, and 65 toss power trap, of course. But
famous play.
yes, one of the famous play calls in Super Bowl history that actually worked, as opposed to Pete Carroll's play call in Super Bowl 49. But that's here nor here nor there. So
to piggyback to answer the question how that works, it's also about your conference and your division record. If your conference record is better than, I want to say the division record makes you be higher, right? Or is the conference?
It's the conference record.
Is more.
It's the conference record.
So the Ravens conference record is good enough to put them there, to answer your question.
And not to mention, right now they have one more win than the Chiefs.
Yes.
Now, if somehow the Ravens lose to the Chargers, which I don't think it will happen, but I mean, anything can happen.
Go Ravens. Go Ravens.
But if the Ravens were to lose, and if the Raiders do pull off the upset against the Chiefs, the Ravens and Chiefs would have the same. The Ravens and Chiefs would have the same identical record, but because the Chiefs have the better conference record, then the Chiefs would go back into the number 1 seed in the AFC. Despite the fact that
this is the most confidence that I've ever had with the Raiders matching up against the Chiefs
in a long time.
I didn't see the blowout coming when Derek Carr and Henry Ruggs decided to go stupid and they put up 40, I think 42, 45 points on the Chiefs. Didn't see that coming.
No.
Did not at all. But this game right here, I'm not scared of fake ass chops. I am not scared of Arrowhead. No, I know we're not playing in Arrowhead, but Taylor Swift can bring her ass up in the damn game and watch her little future husband get his ass whipped. That's how fucking confident I feel in this fucking game. The Raiders defense is going to show up. You can right now at 12:52 a.m. in the morning, November 21st. I'm sitting here telling you, I have all the confidence in the world in my defense to go out there and win the game. Now, JJ might have a good game. We might not put up a touchdown, but the defense is going to win the game, or they're going to set up for Daniel Carlson to win the game. Book it. And if the Chiefs win, I'll eat fucking crow. Got no problem. I'll come on the show and tell you, yeah, I had confidence in my team. But like I said, like me and my brother was talking about, just listening to the game, he had eyes on it. I was listening. I couldn't see. But from just listening, I'm not saying the Raiders defense is the Eagles defense, but we have been shutting people down in the second half. Why stop now? The number 1 rated offense in the NFL only put up 6 points in the second half. Oh boy, y'all done got me started. About to preach. Let's go. Let's get to Sunday. I'm ready. Yeah, Sunday. This Sunday, Chiefs, Raiders. Let's go. Man, look here. I already told you, Dub, the moment that Antonio Pierce took over that head coaching, what did I say? The man made me want to go put on pads right now and run through a damn wall.
Well,
if you saw his press conference before they went to Miami, what he said is, you bring your defense and your running game. Well, 1 out of 2 showed up in Miami. So what you think he gonna have that defense ready to do Sunday?
Well, here's the thing.
I got confidence. I got confidence. Now, see, you different. See, when I was over here having that I don't know feeling about the Raiders, you was like, no, cuz Raiders all day. Raiders all day. Now you don't know? Come on now. I at least thought you had backed me up on that one.
Well, I'll say it like this.
This ain't gonna get right game for the Chiefs.
Well, with the current regime that is in place in Henderson, Nevada at the practice facility, that is correct. Um, I think Antonio Pierce is pissed, and
Yep.
I think he's ready to get back out there, and he really wants to punch the Chiefs in the mouth. But then again, like I said, when you are the defending champions, when you have the crown, heavy is the head that wears the crown. But here's what also happens: you are going to get everybody's best shot when they see you coming. For a lot of okay, for the Raiders, this is their Super Bowl. This
Hell,
coming up
cousin,
Sunday.
the Raiders came off a tough loss too. The defense showed up with the offense. Just imagine if the Raiders put maybe one touchdown off those 3 turnovers. One touchdown. They lost by 7. Just think about that. You turn around one of those turnovers to a touchdown, we're talking a different ball game right now.
You're talking
So
playing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, both teams came off a tough loss per se because the Chiefs were up by 10. We played excellent defense. If the offense is put, this is how I feel. The offense know they dropped the ball in Miami. They might try to overdo it, but I think they're going to come ready to play. Now, one question I have for you: do you trust this defense right now? I do. I kind of do. For the past 4 weeks, they have played tremendous defense. I don't think that the Chiefs are the Raiders for the first time this year have allowed a passer to throw over 300 yards. I think Tua had 300, correct? If I'm not correct.
I don't think Tua did. Hold on.
I think they allowed a quarter. This is the first time this year, or it could be a 100-yard, not a 100-yard rusher, but I think Tua threw for a certain amount of yards in that game. And that's the first time the Raiders allow that to happen. So all the offense got to do is just complement the defense because the defense is coming to play.
Okay, yes. Tua threw for 325.
The first quarterback this year to throw over 300 yards on the Raiders defense. Even when they got shellacked in Buffalo, Josh Allen still didn't throw over 300 yards. I just think, what were you saying? Are you talking offense or defense? Because like I've been saying, the Raiders defense in the second half has not allowed the team to score over at least 10 points. I think 10 points is the most they have given up in the second half. And they've been keeping teams close. So I'm more worried about the offense. That's where I'm at. Ooh, and watching the game, the Philadelphia Eagles got away with a hold on that DeAndre Swift touchdown run. Yes, they did.
They did.
Oh, that was a blunt. That was a whoo. But again, I don't care because the Chiefs get calls called on them all the time. So, know how that feel. But I'm sorry, Dub. I'm just after listening to this game and how I'm watching it now. I am so confident in my defense.
Well, let's just go off the last 3 games for the defense. All right. Against the Giants, only gave up 6. That happened late in the fourth quarter when the Giants finally scored. Against the Jets only scored 3 points in the second half. Raiders win by 4.
That's 9 points total.
Okay. Against the Dolphins had a 14-13 lead at the half, only scored 2 field goals in the second half. So, 6, 9, 15.
15 points.
So in the second half, they have only given up a total of 15 points in the last 3 games in the second half. That's playing
Divide that by 3.
Good defensive football.
Damn good defensive football.
Okay. Now, we know that's not Howie Long and Lyle Izado and Greg Townsend and Scott Davis and Brad Van Pelt in the front 4.
No.
That's not Chester McLaughlin and Anthony Smith in the middle. That's
Filipino.
not Pat Swilling. That's not Pat Swilling
right.
and Nolan Harrison.
Eddie Anderson.
That's not Eddie Anderson.
Terry McDaniel.
It's not Terry McDaniel.
Let's go. Greg Beaker.
That's not Michael Haynes and Lester Hayes in the secondary. Okay?
No.
It's not.
No.
And if those guys were playing on defense, teams wouldn't score.
We win that game in Miami. I don't give a damn when we win. Hey, Tyreek Hill ain't going across that middle like he going across the middle, because the assassin would have
screw all that. He has to get by Lester Hayes. He has to get by Lester Hayes first.
I know we talking about different eras. It's almost like LeBron and Jordan right now. We're doing that.
I know. But
I'm just saying right now, we good. I think I got ultra confident in my pick when we did our picks, and I picked the Raiders to win the game. But now I feel a lot better. Well, so they better buckle up. They better buckle up at work Sunday, because I'm not off this weekend. I'm gonna be at work while the game is on. So the people on the freeway gonna be seeing my reaction, and then the people at work gonna be seeing my reaction. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
Like I said, it's a different feeling in the building for Chiefs Week for the Raiders. Like I said, a lot of people on offense and a lot of the offensive players said we just needed to finish. Defense did their part, we didn't. So the offense is foaming at the mouth to get back on the field and execute whatever game plan Bo and Antonio put together. Because Patrick Graham is pushing the right buttons, he's dialing the right plays, and this defense is playing well. Now they do that
they're eating up whatever he's preaching, whatever he's telling in those meetings. They're now, and I love Nate Hobbs. I love Nate Hobbs. What I watched his press conference he had with the Raiders post game show. Bro, he's a football player. That young man's a football player, and they better lock him up. I don't know when his rookie deal is up, but there should be no hesitation to giving Nate Hobbs that he's a football player. The man started off in the inside and ended up going out and playing the outside, playing corner. I thought we were going to win the game after he made that 4th and 1 stop on Tyreek Hill. I'm like, oh yeah, we win in this game. If we play defense like that. So Nate Hobbs is a football player. And just like I always say, I'm glad we got Max Crosby. I'm glad we got Nate Hobbs. Because that dude's he's in the stud category.
Well, pretty soon you might be saying I'm getting me a Robert Spillane jersey.
No. See, what I'm learning is to only get Raider jerseys of players that get drafted. Mm-hmm. Don't get free agent jerseys.
Well, he is making the Phil Villapiano 41 looking very well, though.
Oh, he's making it look real damn good. But I'm just saying he's not an original Raider.
I get it. I get it.
The only non-original Raider jersey I have is Darren Waller. But we all know how I feel about Darren Waller. If you watch multiple shows.
You got Jerry Rice too. Or you had Jerry Rice.
I didn't get that jersey.
But you still wore it is my point.
But I didn't get that jersey.
I'm not saying you bought it.
No, you're wrong.
But he still wore it, folks, is my point.
Well, who would not want to wear a Jerry Rice jersey? That's Jesus and cleats.
Hey, you don't have to preach that to me. You already know.
Hell, I think we even had a Deion Sanders jersey. Well, we all know where he went though. You see, real chop. Understand that shit. That's where Deion Sanders went. So I wear that jersey. Oh, I take that back. I did when we went to Florida. I did buy me a Colts Adrian James jersey because everybody knows how I feel about Adrian James.
Yes, you did.
He's about the only Miami player. Look, it's fuck Miami all day, but Adrian James is a bad man.
And to add insult to injury, I kid you not, Alex Smith's first start was against the Colts. This asshole wore the jersey that day of Edgerrin James.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He sure did. He did. He bust out that blue and white horseshoe jersey of number 32.
No, I bought the white and blue.
Oh, yeah, it was a road jersey, but nonetheless, he put the sumbitch on and wore it that day when Alex Smith made his first start against the Colts back in 2005. Yes, he did.
And we all know how I feel about Miami. I don't like nothing about him. There's only 2 players that came out of Miami that you will ever hear me say, I will get their jersey, and I'm still going to find a way to get it. Edgerrin James is one, which I just said, and that bad man that plays safety named Sean Taylor. That's it. I don't care about Michael Irvin. I don't care about Ed Reed. I don't care about nobody else that came out. Well, my bad. One more. He also played running back. And he's an inconvenience truth.
Oh,
Frank motherfucking Gore.
Yes.
You damn right. Yes. My man destroyed his leg for Miami.
Both of them.
Then
both of them.
And still had a damn good career. Badass running back. I know this. I see them.
Tore both ACLs in both knees.
Yes.
And he is only, when he retired, only the 3rd leading rusher in the history. I'm gonna say this again. History. 3rd all time in history at running yards, and he finished with exactly 16,000 yards.
Frank Gore is different. And you know, I hated to see when he left the Niners. I'm like, he should never ever not. It's almost how I feel about like Marcus Allen. Marcus Allen should not ever have put on another jersey in his career. Same thing how I feel about Jerry Rice. Until he came to the Raiders, and you know, instead we fucked up his Super Bowl record. But anyway, there's certain players that should only wear one jersey in their career, and Gore was one of them. He should never blessed another jersey. That's just how I feel.
Well, Jed York was smoking crack. So was Trent Baalke. Okay, you have to understand. When Frank Gore got to the Niners in 2005, okay, from 2005 to 2011, when Harbaugh got there, the only reason, there were only 2 reasons of why to watch the 49ers. Frank Gore was one, Patrick Willis was the other. Only 2 reasons.
Facts.
To watch the Niners.
Facts.
Then, once Mike Singletary basically told Vernon Davis to hit the shower, Vernon Davis became the 3rd reason to watch my football team. Because everything else was
how I feel about Vernon Davis.
Everything else was trashy. Okay, Frank Gore is in my all-time top 10 of all-time Niners. He's in there. Hell, even Fred Warner is in there right now, in my top 10.
Yep. Yeah.
Like I can give you my bottom 5 right now of top 10 all Niners, and it's not in no particular order, but it's Tom Rathman, Garrison Hurst, Fred Warner, Frank Gore, and Jesse Sapolo.
Ooh. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Jesse,
you went there.
I went there. Yes.
Ooh. He was a damn good Niner.
Yes. All pro at 2 different positions, guard and center. Not a lot of people can do that.
No, you definitely went there. You gotta speak. When you speak knowledge, you speak knowledge.
I mean, he's underappreciated, I think, just like Tom Rathman is underappreciated. I still think Garrison Hurst is underappreciated.
Are you going to throw high knees in there?
Well, you know Roger Craig's in the list. who, who see now you don't, you know what now I'm about to unleash some passion, dadgummit. See,
Let's do it. Let's go ahead and do it.
see.
Now can I before you do it? I got one more person to add, and I think I know you're gonna you're probably gonna say yes, but
Okay.
Does Jonathan Taylor fall on your list?
He's on the list, yes.
Mr. Slant Route himself?
Yes. I mean,
Mr.
Okay.
Ricky Waters?
He's in the top 20.
Ooh, so he don't make the top. Okay. Yeah,
he's in the top 20.
Yeah. I gotta ask either because I already know Brent Jones has got to be like number 9.
He's in there, but you want to know who's also in there that really doesn't get a lot of credit?
Give it to him.
Of course, Bryant Young.
Oh,
not enough.
Stop it.
Not enough credit. Not enough credit.
Don't hurt him. Don't hurt him.
Oh, you know, I got to. I also think who does not get enough credit and is severely undervalued and underrated is freaking Kevin Fagan, Larry Roberts. Yeah, I'm naming some names right now. Chet Brooks, very underrated. Let's see. Mike Wilson was very, 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 very important. Mike Wilson is almost kind of like Wayne Corbett. Doesn't wow you with the stats, but when you need a big catch, Mike Wilson is right there. But back to high knees. Canton, Ohio. I'm still trying to understand how in the hell that high knees Roger Craig is not in the Hall of Fame.
Okay? Oh, I'm sorry.
Again,
I didn't say his name. All I know is high knees. That's what I grew up knowing him as. I mean, I know his name, but it was high knees.
Yeah, it's high knees. And don't you dare try to tackle him low. Otherwise, you'll get a nice knee.
You get him high knees.
You get a knee to the face mask. Yeah, however, I'm not understanding how the first guy to ever, I did say ever, correct?
Ever.
The first guy to ever do 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving in the same season. He did that in 1985. First to ever do it. Now, Marshall Faulk came on later and did it, but Marshall Faulk gets into the Hall of Fame before Roger Craig.
Yeah, that's blasphemy right there. I'm sorry. No disrespect to Marshall Faulk's career. No disrespect to Marshall Faulk's career.
Marshall Faulk only had 1 ring. Roger Craig has 3 of them.
Yeah. Like I say, no disrespect to Marshall Faulk.
Roger Craig was the first to score 3 touchdowns in a Super Bowl game. Roger Craig was the first. He scored 3 in Super Bowl 19. Has 4 career touchdowns in a Super Bowl.
That dude was different. He was different.
Okay. Roger Craig was drafted as a fullback. He was blocking for Wendell Tyler. When Wendell Tyler ran for 1,200 yards in the 84 season, Roger Craig was his fullback, leading his blocks.
Those are facts. Damn, those are facts. Where do you put Merton Hanks?
Oh God.
I hit you with a name.
God, Merton, sheesh. He has to be up there.
Yeah. I mean, because you also say when you needed a big play on defense, it was Merton Hanks that made that pretty good damn near. Either it was an interception, a pass defense, a good tackle,
or tip ball. Yes.
Yeah, Merton Hanks was around the ball. So, God, I could just still see him in that uniform, them classics. The big numbers.
I think another player that was underrated and was damn good was Lee Woodall. Lee Woodall was a damn good
Ooh.
linebacker. I still
Now,
remember
I may be wrong with this name, and I could be thinking with the wrong player. Did you guys have a player by the name of McIver?
Tim
Or am I
McKyer.
thinking Tim
Yes.
McIver? Tim McIver. You're right. Right.
Yeah.
I'm thinking. Why am I thinking he played with the Falcons? Did he go to the Falcons after the Niners?
He went to the Falcons after the Niners.
Okay. See now, yeah.
So
He
his
was pretty good with the Niners.
His first few years in the league, he was a Niner. And I think
Yes.
after the 90 season, he went to go play opposite Dion in Atlanta.
That's right. Okay.
And I remember in the 91 season, the two games that we lost to the Falcons on John Taylor's 97-yard touchdown, he burned Tim McKyer. Yep. And it was a foot race between him and Dion. And that's one of the rare times you ever saw Deion Sanders get outran, because as we know, Dion was a very fast man. But John Taylor also had that good speed as well. But it's like, okay, what is the credentials based on? Because I'm still trying to understand why did it take so long for Andre Reed to get in the Hall of Fame? Why did it take so long for Tim Brown to get in the Hall of Fame? Why did it take so long for Art Monk to get in the Hall of Fame?
Like, is Jim Plunkett in the Hall of Fame?
Currently, no, he's not.
I don't want to say nothing else about the fucking Hall of Fame. My man got 2 Super Bowls. 2 of them. I think 2, right?
He has 2
out of the 3, correct?
Correct.
2 out of the 3.
Yes.
So it took them forever to get Coach in there, and I'm talking about Tom Flores. And
correct.
I despise the Hall of Fame because, as you just said, Marshall Faulk's in the Hall of Fame before High Knees, and that's atrocious. That's horrible.
Yeah, that's horrible.
That's horrible.
That's really horrible.
That's horrible.
And
that's ridiculous.
And if I want to go, and I'm gonna go this far, even though he never won a Super Bowl, unfortunately, because he never got there. He retired a year too early, but damn it, Wiz belongs in the Hall of Fame. Steve Wisniewski. Yes.
You damn right. All he did was just anchor the offensive line for many years.
Yes.
Hell. Yes. I don't know who these voters are or what they see, like you say, what the criteria is to get into it. But if we're going off certain things, I'm still trying to figure out why Jason Taylor is in the Hall of Fame. Can you explain to me that? I'll wait. I will wait. I will literally wait. I slightly understand why Warren Sapp's in there, but I really don't understand why he's in there. It's a lot of other players that deserve to be in there before him. Just going to throw that out there. Well, they had no choice to give C. Wood first year ballot, because I think they gave that to him because more that he won a Super Bowl with the Packers more than what he did with the Raiders. If he played his full career as a Raider, C. Wood probably still be waiting for his gold jacket. But since he played for that other historical franchise and won one with that historical franchise, now I ain't taking nothing away from C. Wood. C. Wood deserved everything.
Correct.
Everything.
Correct.
But I'm just saying, if he'd have earned everything that minus the Super Bowl, I think him wearing a Raider uniform his whole career, that would have probably prolonged him being in the Hall of Fame. I'm talking about all the stats, just minus the Super Bowl.
Well, hell, I still think Sterling Sharp should be in the damn Hall of Fame.
And yeah, why is he not in there? I'm not understanding. I'm not understanding that. He did some incredible things.
Okay. And I mean, Shannon Sharp in his Hall of Fame speech basically did everything but beg, saying, you know what, just look at his stats. He's like, just look at him. And again, for a good 4-year period, you can literally say that Sterling Sharp was right under Jerry Rice in regards to catches.
I won't
And,
argue that. I won't argue that.
Okay, if
I will
Sterling
not
Sharp does
argue
not,
that.
if Sterling Sharp does not have a career-ending neck injury, and he's on that '96 Packers team that won the Super Bowl, that probably solidifies him as a Hall of Famer without question. Even though I
And that
still
sucks
think,
that he had to, if he would have to
yeah,
do that to
I
get
still think
to
he
be.
should be in the Hall of Fame. I mean, hell, if Terrell Davis can get in the doggone Hall of Fame and he has less stats, if Terrell Davis can get in the Hall of Fame, why can't Shannon Sharp? Sterling Sharp. I'm sorry, Sterling Sharp.
Did he get in there because he couldn't see getting those touchdowns? Is that the reason why?
I don't
We're not
know.
about to talk about. We're not about to talk about the airways. We're not doing that. We're not.
I don't know, but it's like, okay. I mean, hell, I'm still trying to figure out why George Seifert's not in, and he's a 2-time Super Bowl winning head coach.
Wait a minute. Seifert's not. Seifert's not in the Hall of Fame.
George Seifert is not in the Hall of Fame. Yes, he is not.
Is he still kicking? I think he ain't kicking.
George
no
Seifert
more,
George Seifert is still alive. Yes.
I ain't trying to put that juju on him. My bad, but I didn't know.
He's still living. Yes.
You mean to tell me white hair ain't in the Hall of Fame?
No, he's not.
That is atrocious.
And his winning percentage is almost up there with Madden's.
Those are facts. Those are facts.
But here's my thing.
He got 2 Super Bowls and Madden only got 1. Think about that.
Every Super Bowl head coach that has won 2 or more, with the exception of the one that's going to get fired in Foxborough, and Tom Coughlin.
He's a first ballot. Wait, Tom Coughlin ain't even in the hall yet?
No. Boy,
what are they doing?
Is,
what are they doing?
Every head coach that has won 2 or more, with the exception of Seifert, Mike Shanahan, Tom Coughlin, and the Hoodie. Those 4 names I just mentioned. Every head coach that has won 2 or more Super Bowls has a bust in Canton, Ohio.
Well, it wouldn't hurt my feelings if Shanahan don't get in. It wouldn't be no sweat off my back if he don't get in. I'm just saying. I don't care if he's a 2-time Super Bowl. Look how long it took Flores to get in. It can take that long for Shanahan. Look, he could grandfather his ass in. I wouldn't care. It's always Raider Nation over here. I care nothing about it. Nothing about it. Oh, I think we might have lost my co-host there for a second, but yeah, the Hall of Fame is just very, very, very disrespectful. They pick and choose who they want to get in, which I understand, but if I would love to know what their criteria is. And DeAndre Swift just cut up the field. So I'm also watching the Monday Night Football game while we're doing it so I can go along with what I was hearing in my ear. But I would like to know what the criteria is for the Hall of Fame, because the Hall of Fame, they allow certain people to get in that got no kind of credentials on their belt, if you ask me. And then you have the names that we just named, the Super Bowl winning coaches. And then you don't have Roger Craig in there. Come on now. How you don't have? Yeah, that's ridiculous not having Roger Craig in there. The man did awesome things in there for the 49ers, as I sit here and give that team a lot of credit that, quite frankly, I don't care they deserve. Just kidding. Hey, is everybody ready for Thanksgiving now? What's everybody looking forward to eating? I'm looking forward to just having that good old ham, mac and cheese, and all the desserts in the world. Unfortunately, the head honcho of the fam, mom, she's in Mississippi, so certain dishes won't be getting cooked as we bring in my co-host slash brother back in, and he has changed locations, ladies and gentlemen.
Technology can really suck it sometimes.
Well,
It really can. It really can kiss my ass with them shits. It really can.
I see. Before you jump back in, I asked what people are looking forward to eating, and I was like the ham, and looked like me and little cousin on the same page. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fight your other little cousin for the ham because his little ass like eating ham too. So it might be World War III over here with the ham.
Well, of course, for me, it is always the goodness that is the homemade macaroni and cheese.
Oh well, you already know what your sister gonna do with it.
Go wrong with that.
You tasted it. You know how your sister get down with the mac and cheese.
Yes, I have.
Fire.
It's very, 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 very good.
Very good. Very good.
Although it does suck that I do have to work the early part of the day, but
well, you'll be off in time to watch your team.
I guess
though,
I'll
right?
be able to get home before the end of the Cowboys Commanders game. Oh yeah, I'll be able to watch my team from start to finish. That's for damn sure.
Well, to a degree, that's all that counts. Even though I know you would rather be home watching all the games, but hey, I'm about to sit here and just have. I'm gonna fill up a cooler full of the Night Belongs to Michelob. I got some.
I don't doubt it.
I got some. I got some good tequila, and I'm gonna just sit here and I'm gonna just watch football, eat, take a nap, probably wake up, eat again, probably do a show with you.
Yeah, don't be surprised if you see us doing a live show after all the games have concluded on Thanksgiving night.
Hell, depending on how you feel, we can go live watching your doing your team do the damn thing.
Well, if I'm not at somebody's house eating, because I did get invited to go somewhere, we definitely could do that. Also, before I forget, congratulations to the Montreal Alouettes as they win the 110th edition of the Grey Cup. Actually, it was a fantastic game. Back and forth. The Alouettes made some plays late in the game and scored the game-winning touchdown. And the Alouettes get the win and hoist the Grey Cup for the first time since 2010 as the Blue Bombers, who went to the championship game for a fourth straight year, won the first two, have lost the last two, as Montreal, Quebec gets the win in the Le Coupe de Grey. And our congratulations to the Alouettes. And I'm quite sad that now Canadian football has come to an end, which is kind of sucky. But at the same time,
it's like hockey. It'll be back before you know it.
The losing streak is over. The Warriors win again. Finally, the Warriors beat the Rockets tonight, 121-116. Wardell was Wardell. He was outstanding.
Didn't miss a fucking beat.
32 points. Scored 32 points. Shot 8 of 14 from the floor. 5 of 9 from 3-point range. But Clay had 20.
Somebody Sarge was ready to play football. I mean basketball. Wait, how many points did Clay have?
Clay had 20. Clay had 20. Shot 7 of 16 from the floor. But Chris Paul was messing around. 15 points, 12 of 6, 6 rebounds.
That was good to see.
Even though they had lost the previous game to I forgot if it was the Grizzlies or the no, it was the Thunder. But going back real quick to their loss to the Thunder in overtime, I'm hoping that because Andrew Wiggins had a fantastic game against the Thunder in the loss in overtime when they played the Thunder. He was outstanding. Wiggins, you thought he hit the game winner before Holmgren, who made an absolute tremendous shot to force overtime with that turnaround 3-point shot, which was amazing. You're just like, wow. But Wiggins had 31, shot 12-19 from the floor, 5 of 8 from 3, even though he kind of struggled tonight shooting.
Did you say Wiggins had 31?
32.
Oh, whoa.
In the game against the Thunder that they lost in overtime.
Let's hope this continues.
Even though he struggled tonight, shooting 3 of 10, but I'm hoping that game he had against the Thunder can jumpstart Wiggins. And Houston, they have a scrappy bunch. They have a real scrappy bunch.
Well, they got a good coach.
They got a good young nucleus. Seagan, their center, double 30 and 10. So I mean, they're on the come up. They're on the come up. But the Warriors finally in the losing streak. They're 7-8 on the season.
Thank goodness.
So hopefully this will get them going in the right track. Other scores around the NBA for tonight on this Monday. The Hornets get the win in overtime over Boston, 128-118 in
Let's
overtime.
Go.
Puts Boston's record at 11-3. The Hornets go to 4-9. Shouldn't
that even them up with my Sixers? Or my Sixers 10-3?
We will get to that. But nonetheless, tonight, even though it was in a losing cause, Jason Tatum was special. 45 of them buckets. Shot 15 of 28 from the floor. 7 of 15 from 3. Pritchard off the bench gave him 21. Porzingis had 17. Holiday had 11. Brown had 13. But at the end of the day, LaMelo Ball, 36 of them buckets. Hayward with 20.
That young man has been balling.
Yeah, LaMelo can play without question. He has been outstanding. He's averaging almost 24 and a half a game. Washington off the bench gave him 15 big points as the Hornets got just enough to beat the Celtics 128-118 in overtime. Despite the fact that Jokic got ejected, the Nuggets get by the Pistons 107-103. Reggie Jackson led the way with 21 for the Nuggets. Cade Cunningham was the leading scorer for the Pistons with 27. Monty Williams, we eventually get that ship right because that's just what Monty Williams does. But it's good to see Cade Cunningham staying healthy and showing eventually what he can do. So I think the Pistons will be on the come up. The Bucks put up 142 on the Wizards. They beat the Wizards 142-129. That puts Milwaukee at 10-4 in the year. The Wizards at 2-11. Jordan Poole led the Wizards with 30. Giannis had 42.
Hey, he finally showed up and played a basketball game.
The whole starting 5 for the Bucks were in double digits. Beasley had 16. Lillard had 22. Lopez 16. Middleton 18. Giannis with 22. Portis off the bench with 17 for Milwaukee. Kuzma 22. Gafford 14. Jones 18. Poole had 30. Kispert had 12. Culleby had 12 off the bench, but the Bucks get the win. The Pelicans laid the smackdown on Sacramento 129-93. The Pelicans are 7-7 on the year. The Kings are 8-5. And I know you have been high on this young man for a long time. Brandon Ingram, 31 big ones, shot 11 of 18 from the floor, was perfect from 3-point range, going 5 for 5. Zion had 26. Jones had 18. Valanciunas had 10. Marshall had 11 off the bench. Only person that did not play for the Pelicans was Larry Nance Jr., but everybody got in for the Pelicans, and everybody that played got at least a bucket. So huge win for the Pelicans. Again, they're at 7-7. Kings are 8-5. And in the nightcapper, the Clippers beat the Spurs 124-99. Paul George shot the ball well, had 28 to lead the Clippers, 11-16 from the floor, 4 of 8 from three-point range. And that's your NBA recap for tonight, or on Monday, I should say. Looking forward to tomorrow in the association, as this is tournament group play. So,
okay.
We have, here we go back to this NBA Cup crap. So we have Raptors and Magic. Toronto coming in at 6-7. Orlando coming in at 8-5. Orlando's been playing some good ball. They got a good nucleus coming together.
I told you that. I said that on our NBA show.
And you're starting to see the talent. Pacers 7-5, taking on the Hawks at 6-6. And the Cavaliers coming to Philadelphia to play your 76ers, who are 10-3 on the year. And you can catch that game on TNT.
Uh-oh.
And they're giving Philly -7.5.
I'll be listening to it.
Portland plays Phoenix in the Valley of the Sun. And in the nightcap, the Jazz are playing that team that wears purple and gold that we cannot stand in Los Angeles. That's the nightcap on TNT.
Oh, LeBron and them?
So, yes, LeBron and them, yes. In the top 25, number 2 Purdue beat number 11 Gonzaga in the Maui Invitational, 73-63. Tennessee, number 7th ranked, beat Syracuse, also in the Maui Invitational, 73-56. Kentucky beats St. Joseph in overtime. UConn beats Texas by 10 in the Empire Classic. In the Sunshine Slam, Colorado beats Richmond 64-59. Kansas beats Chaminade in the tournament in Maui. Marquette beats UCLA in a very good game by 2 in the Maui Invitational. And tomorrow in the top 25, Syracuse takes on Gonzaga. Florida State takes on Colorado State. James Madison takes on Southern Illinois. LaSalle takes on Duke. And 2 very good matchups tomorrow in the Maui Invitational. Number 2 Purdue takes on number 7 Tennessee. And number 1 Kansas takes on number 4 Marquette. That should be some very handy, fantastic games tomorrow on the slate. Yeah, UNLV will take on Richmond. Long Beach State will take on Iona. FIU against LMU. Some other matchups to be looking at as we continue to come down the list. Looking, and still looking for some other pretty intense matchups on the floor. And I'm not. Ooh, Pepperdine and UC Irvine. That should be an entertaining game right there.
That should be entertaining.
Yes. So,
but you
that's what's going on in the world.
It's the beginning, so it's not going to be too much.
Beginning all these different little tournaments that you got going on, like the Maui Invitational and thing overseas and a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, it's pretty fantastic, pretty interesting going on here in the wide world of sports. Well, we like to think of, this wasn't necessarily a rapid fire edition of episode 130.
We got a little, off chart a little bit.
But I mean, when you're talking about passionate things, and you're talking about people not in the Hall of Fame, you're trying to figure out why this is what happens. But of course, episode 130 is in the books, and as always, we appreciate your support and you watching the show, because like we say, we do this for y'all to give y'all some good entertainment, and of course talk about sports our way. There's one thing we don't like to do, like other sports shows do. We'll talk about it one time and then that's it, we're done. I don't want to talk about it more because it gets on our everlasting nerves. But nonetheless, don't forget the Survivor Series coming up this Saturday on Peacock. It is Survivor
Yeah, I'll be
Series
chiming in
War
on that.
Games. So peep that if you'd like. Anyhow, we'd like to thank you for watching, and we appreciate you for chiming in with us on this late night edition of the Mizzle Dub Show. Don't forget our YouTube page. Subscribe, like, share. Because like I said, we do this for y'all, as we're now up to 65 subscribers, and we appreciate every single one of y'all. Don't forget about our Instagram page, Mizzle Dub Show. Of course, our YouTube page here on the Mizzle Dub Show. So, snap time, as it is my Monday for work, and Mizzle's got to, hit the red because he's got to make the money as well. But we thank you for watching episode 130 of the Mizzle Dub Show. And as always, it's 12 o'clock, some damn where. And you've been watching the Mizzle Dub